on the 25th of September, my family celebrated the birth of my younger sister. We were all elated by the new addition to the family and the future of hope she brought with her. She was a beautiful baby with pretty smiles and a head full of hair. 2 days after her birth, even before she could get a name, she was subjected to the practice of female genital mutilation as a traditional requirement for my family. Upon completion of the practice, we realized that she was bleeding profusely, and no amount of soothing and comfort could prevent her painful cries. For more than 30 minutes, she continued to cry bitterly while my family tried desperately to ease her pain. After a while, we realized that she fell into a deep sleep. For 3 hours, we could not get her to wake up. Out of frustration, my mother and I decided to rush her to the hospital for medical care. We were 3 when we went to the hospital, but upon our arrival, we were 2. My sister did not survive. And she didn't even have a name. Today, she's just a memory. In the Gambia today, more than 76% of girls aged between 15 and 24 years have been cut at least once in a lifetime. Around the world, at least 200 million girls have been cut and mutilated in 30 countries. These are not just figures and statistics. These are real stories of real human beings like you and me, some with names and some without names, just like my sister. In the Gambia today, a high prevalence on the practice of FGM is recorded. These reasons advanced for this are numerous and include socio-cultural motives that seek to ensure the purity of the girl child, reduce her desire for sex, and ensures that she fulfills a moral obligation. Some use religion as a justification for the practice. Believe you me, nothing justifies the violence on the rights of women and girls. Even in its mildest form, female genital mutilation is wrong anywhere you are on the surface of the earth. On the 15th of November, the Gambians woke up the surprising news of the presidential ban on all forms of female genital mutilation in the Gambia. This came as a result of decades of backdrop of intense and continuous advocacy by civil society organizations, youth and women's groups, and other actors in the fight against FGM. 8 days later, the National Assembly members amended the Women's Act to include Section 32, which criminalizes the practice of female genital mutilation. These brought in a new hope in the lives of people who are from practicing communities like myself. It also allowed more conversation on the practice of female genital mutilation, and above all, it allowed more interactions with civil society organizations to know the approach that they should use in their sensitization campaign. I can therefore assert that there was a strong political action in social commitment to end all forms of FGM in the Gambia. 2 years down the line, how does the story look alike? I know you're all amazed to know. Well, I would have loved to stand here and speak confidently that since the law was passed in 2015, there has not been any practice of FGM. Unfortunately, this is not true. Since the law was passed, the courts have had only 1 case on FGM, and nothing came out of this. If this continues, we can never achieve the goal of ending female genital mutilation. We owe it to this generation and the next generation. We cannot afford to fail them in any way. I would love to see a comprehensive law on FGM that will address all the complexities of the practice, including the loopholes of cross-border practice, where girls are taken to territories outside the Gambia to practice mutilation on them. Our ability to track down cases and report them in a timely manner will help to reduce female genital mutilation and even totally eradicate it. This will have to be through the establishment of anti-FGM monitoring units that will sensitize the people and to ensure that the girls are enlightened on how to seek protection when FGM is about to happen to them. Another thing has to do with personal commitment from the quarters. These are people who enjoy high social status because of the practice, and they have benefits that accord them great importance in the society. To some of them, it is a family duty that they need to bear and cross in their generations. For us to end the practice, we will have to engage these people in a continuous conversation to make sure that they earn skills and give them rewards so that they can earn a living without causing parallel harm to the lives of women and girls. Finally, I want an Africa where the rights of every girl and women are fulfilled. I want an Africa where no girl will have to undergo any harmful traditional practice like female genital mutilation in the name of culture, tradition, and religion. I want an Africa where a baby would not have to lose her life 2 days after her first breath. Above all, I want an Africa where my baby sister could have survived and impacted the world.